It was a quiet evening in Enchancia, and the castle glowed beneath a sky scattered with sparkling stars. Princess Sofia sat by her window, her chin resting gently on her palm as she looked up at the heavens. The soft wind carried the scent of blooming roses, and the distant song of crickets filled the night air. Everything seemed peaceful, except for the small ache in Sofia's heart. She loved her royal life, being a princess, learning magic, helping others, but lately her days felt crowded. Between her lessons with Cedric, etiquette sessions with Bailiwick, and royal duties with her mother, she barely had time to relax. "Just one day," she murmured to Clover, who was lazily chewing a carrot on her pillow. "Just one day where everything I want could be mine." Clover twitched his nose. "Well, if you're a skimmy, I'd settle for an endless garden of carrots." Sofia laughed softly. Then, suddenly, a streak of light darted across the sky, a beautiful, glimmering shooting star. "Look," she gasped. "Clover, that's a wishing star." Clover squinted. "You know the rule. Sofia, make a wish quick before it disappears." Without a moment's hesitation, Sofia clasped her hands together. "I wish I could have everything I desire, all at once." The star flared brighter than any she'd seen before. For a brief second, her amulet shimmered too, sending out a soft pink glow. Then the star winked out, leaving behind a peaceful silence of night. Sofia smiled. Well, that was fun. She yawned, tucked herself into bed, and drifted off to sleep, unaware that her wish had reached far beyond the stars, straight into the hands of someone who could make it real. In the dark woods of the Valley of Whispers, the Enchantress of Desires stirred. Cloaked in silver mist, her eyes gleamed like sapphires. "A wish for all one desires," she purred. "Ah, how deliciously tempting." With a flick of her wand, she whispered, "Granted." When Sofia woke, she immediately sensed something strange. Her bed was softer, her room brighter, and the smell of freshly baked tarts filled the air. She sat up and gasped. Her entire room had transformed. Curtains of velvet, a canopy made of gold lace, and a crystal chandelier that sparkled like 1,000 diamonds. "Whoa!" Clover muttered, eyes wide. "Did we wake up in a royal bakery, or a dream?" Sofia giggled nervously. I think my wish came true." Just then, Amber burst through the door. "Sofia, the entire castle has changed. The gardens are covered in golden roses. The fountains sing, and everyone's wearing new gowns. What did you do?" Before Sofia could answer, Bailiwick rushed in, bowing hastily. "Your Majesty, breakfast has been replaced by a grand feast of your favorite foods, blueberry pancakes, enchanted juice, and—" "Enchanted juice?" Clover interrupted. "I'm not drinking anything that sparkles." Sofia stood up, her amulet gleaming brighter than ever. "It's like everything I've ever wanted is here." Yet, deep down, she felt uneasy. The magic didn't feel warm or familiar. It was dazzling, yes, but somehow too perfect. And as she looked out her window, she saw a faint shimmer of that same star she wished upon, pulsing gently as if it were watching her. "Clover," she whispered, "maybe some wishes are meant to be earned, not granted." Far beyond the castle walls, hidden in a swirl of mist, the Enchantress smiled wickedly. "Enjoy it while you can, princess. For when you have all you desire, you may lose all you need." By the next morning, word had spread throughout Enchancia about the miraculous transformations. The villagers awoke to find silver coins glinting in their gardens, streams that flowed with crystal water, and music that seemed to come from the air itself. Everyone was happy, at least for now. When Sofia entered the great hall, a crowd of cheerful nobles greeted her with applause. "Princess Sofia," shouted Sir Bartleby, "you've brought a blessing upon the kingdom." Sofia blushed. "I didn't mean to—" Before she could finish, a tall mirror shimmered into existence before her, framed in jewels. A graceful figure appeared within it, tall, elegant, with eyes that glowed like moonlight. "Who are you?" Sofia gasped. The woman's voice was smooth as silk. "I am the Enchantress of Desires. Dear princess, you made a wish upon my star, and I have granted it. You have all you could ever want: beauty, luxury, admiration. Does it not please you?" Sophia hesitated. Well, it's beautiful, but I didn't mean for everything to change. The Enchantress's smile didn't falter. Wishes always change things, child. But worry not. This magic is yours. You need only to desire more. Amber, who had been standing behind her, stepped forward eagerly. More? I could use a wardrobe filled with diamond tiaras. With a wave of the Enchantress's hand, Amber's wish came true instantly. Oh, Sophia, this is marvelous, she squealed, spinning around. But Clover frowned. Yeah, sure, until the tiaras start talking or something that. As the day went on, everyone made wishes. Cedric wished for ultimate magical knowledge. James wished for endless sports trophies. Even Bailiwick wished for self-cleaning chores. The kingdom buzzed with joy and laughter. But soon, Sophia began to notice cracks. The jeweled fountain stopped singing, the golden roses wilted overnight, and the enchanted feast spoiled before breakfast. Worst of all, her friends began to act strange, selfish, distracted, and obsessed with their new treasures. Clover, she whispered one evening, staring at her reflection, I think this magic isn't what it seems. He nodded gravely. Yeah, it's like it gives you what you want, but takes something away in return. Sophia looked down at her amulet. The once bright glow was now dimmer, tinged with a faint, eerie hue. She shivered. I think I need to find out who that Enchantress really is. And so, as the stars rose at night, Sophia packed her cloak, called for Minimus, and set out toward the Valley of Whispers, where all desires were born and all true lessons were learned. The night air was cool and misty as Sophia guided Minimus through the silver clouds. The moonlight shimmered on his wings as they flew high above the dark forests of Enchancia. Are you sure about this, Sophia? Minimus asked, glancing nervously down at the winding path below. The Valley of Whispers doesn't sound like a place for a princess. Sophia held her amulet close. I have to go, Minimus. Something isn't right about this magic. The Enchantress gave me everything I wanted, but it's changing everyone. I need to find out why. They descended slowly, landing on a grassy hill covered in glowing flowers that whispered faintly in the wind. The air here was thick with enchantment. Every petal, every shadow seemed alive, murmuring secrets and voices only the brave could bear. Welcome to the Valley of Whispers, said a deep voice from the mist. Sophia turned sharply. A figure emerged, an old owl with golden eyes and feathers that shimmered like starlight. Who are you? Sophia asked. I am Orlin, keeper of the valley, the owl replied. Few come here willingly. Princess Sofia, the Enchantress of Desires, has been expecting you. She knows I'm coming? Sophia's heart fluttered. She knows everything you desire, Orlin said solemnly. She feeds on it. Every wish she grants, every treasure she offers, she takes a little more of the wisher's heart in return. Sophia's eyes widened. You mean she's stealing people's happiness? The owl nodded. Your people are not just greedy. They are losing their true joy. And soon you will too, if the bond isn't broken. Sophia glanced at her amulet, which now glowed faintly with a strange violet hue. Then I have to stop her. Orlin flapped his wings. Follow the whispering path. It will lead you to her lair. But beware, she will show you everything you ever wanted and tempt you not to leave. Sophia took a deep breath. I won't give in. I promise. Clover hopped from her satchel. You heard the bird, Sophia. We'll stick together. But if she offers me a lifetime of carrots, I might need you to slap me back to my senses. Sophia smiled through her nerves. Deal. They followed the glowing path deeper into the valley. Trees with silver leaves whispered softly, all you desire, all you desire. The deeper they went, the louder the whispers became. Then they reached a crystal lake, glowing from within. At its center stood a marble archway shimmering with light. Sophia felt her heart race. Beyond that arch lay the Enchantress's domain. Suddenly, the voice of the Enchantress echoed from all directions. Why struggle, princess? You have what everyone dreams of. Stay in your castle, live in luxury. You deserve it. Sophia's steps faltered, but she steadied herself. Having everything isn't worth losing what's real. The mist around her shimmered, revealing her family, her friends, all laughing and dancing in perfect harmony, surrounded by treasures. It looked so real, so happy. For a moment, she almost believed it. Clover tugged at her cloak. "It's not real, Sophia. Don't listen." Sophia blinked, the illusion fading. "You're right. The real magic isn't about having everything. It's about being grateful for what you have." The whispers fell silent, and the path ahead brightened. The Enchantress had heard her defiance. Sophia tightened her grip on her amulet and stepped forward into the light. Far away, in her shimmering palace of illusions, the Enchantress of Desires narrowed her eyes. "So the little princess dares to challenge me. Very well. Let's see how strong her heart truly is." Sophia and Clover stepped through the archway into a vast, glittering palace. Everything sparkled like a dream, walls made of crystal, chandeliers of starlight, and corridors that seemed endless. The air was thick with magic, humming softly. "This place," Clover whispered, "is like Amber's dream come true." Sophia nodded, her eyes wide. "It's beautiful, but it feels empty." The Enchantress appeared before them, floating gracefully down a staircase of light. "Welcome, Princess Sophia. You've come to the source of all you desire." Her gown shimmered like moonlight, her smile flawless. "You could stay here forever," she purred. "Every dream you've ever had can be yours." "I don't want everything," Sophia said firmly. "I just want my kingdom and my family back to normal." The Enchantress's smile faded. "Normal?" she repeated, almost sadly. "Do you know what normal brings, child? Hardship, imperfection, longing. You could have more." Sophia shook her head. "Having more isn't always better." The Enchantress circled her slowly. "Tell me, Princess, have you never felt small beside your sister? Never wished for more magic, more attention, more admiration?" Sophia's breath caught. "Maybe I have," she admitted quietly. "Then take it," the Enchantress whispered, extending her hand. "One wish, and I'll make you the most powerful princess in the world. No one will ever doubt you again." For a moment, the thought tempted her. She could protect Enchancia forever, help everyone, never feel left behind. Her amulet glowed faintly, responding to her uncertainty. But then she remembered her mother's words. True strength comes not from magic, but from kindness and courage. Sophia looked up, determination returning to her eyes. "I don't need more power. I just need my heart to be true." The Enchantress hissed, her perfect smile twisting. "Then you choose disappointment." The palace trembled. Cracks appeared in the walls, light flashing like lightning. "If you reject my gift," the Enchantress said coldly, "you'll lose everything." Sophia held up her amulet. "Then I'll take what's real over what's false, every time." A brilliant burst of pink light erupted from her amulet, shattering the illusions. The Palace of Desires crumbled around them, revealing darkness and swirling mist. The Enchantress screamed, her form flickering like a shadow in the wind. "You cannot destroy desire, child," she shrieked. "You can only control it or be consumed by it." Sophia's voice was calm but firm. "Then I choose to control mine with love." With that, the light from her amulet grew so bright that the entire valley shook. When the light faded, the Enchantress was gone. Clover blinked, rubbing his eyes. "Did we win?" Sophia smiled softly. "We're not done yet. We still have to restore the kingdom." When Sophia and Clover returned to Enchancia, the sky above the castle was gray and heavy with clouds. The once sparkling towers of gold looked dull and lifeless. The fountains had stopped flowing, the roses had wilted to ash, and the air hung thick with silence. "Oh no," Sophia whispered, clutching her amulet tightly. "The magic, it's fading." Minimus landed softly beside the castle gates. "It doesn't just look faded," he said, pawing nervously at the ground. "It feels empty." As Sophia ran inside, her footsteps echoed through the quiet halls. Every corridor that once rang with laughter now seemed hollow. Portraits on the walls were dim, as though the colors themselves had forgotten how to shine. She reached the grand hall and gasped. Amber sat surrounded by her tiaras, but each one had turned to stone. "No," "My beautiful jewels," she cried. "Why are they gray? Why won't they sparkle anymore?" James stood nearby, his arms full of dull, broken trophies. "My awards, they're all crumbling to dust." Cedric stumbled in next, his robe in tatters, his wand flickering weakly. "Princess Sofia, I don't understand. Every spell I try fizzles out. It's as though the kingdom's very magic is gone." Sophia looked around the room, at her friends, her family, her people, and saw the truth. The Enchantress's magic hadn't just granted their wishes. It had drained the heart of Enchancia in return. "It's the Enchantress," Sophia said softly. "Her magic feeds on desire. The more we wish, the more it took from us." Amber frowned. "But it was so wonderful, Sophia. For once, everything was perfect." Sophia took her sister's hands gently. "Amber, it only looked perfect. Real happiness doesn't come from magic. It comes from love and gratitude and working together. Look around you. None of this feels right, does it?" Amber glanced at her stone tiaras, her eyes filling with tears. "No," she whispered. "It doesn't. I'd trade every jewel in the world just to hear Mom laugh again." Clover hopped forward. "Then maybe that's the trick. If wishing for things cause this mess, maybe unwishing M can fix it." Sophia nodded. "You're right. If we want Enchancia back, we all have to let go of what we wished for." She led her family and friends into courtyard, where the villagers had gathered, frightened and confused. The sky above was dark and swirling, and a faint echo of the Enchantress's laughter drifted on the wind. Sophia stepped forward, her amulet glowing faintly at her neck. "Everyone listen," she called. "The wishes we made came from our hearts, but they weren't real happiness. The Enchantress's magic gave us what we wanted, but it took away what truly mattered. Our joy, our kindness, our love. To save Enchancia, we must give those wishes back." The crowd murmured uncertainly. A little boy clutched his golden toy sword. "But if we give everything back, won't we have nothing?" Sophia knelt beside him, smiling gently. "You'll still have everything that counts. Your family, your friends, your heart. That's all any of us ever really need." For a moment, the boy hesitated. Then he dropped the sword. It turned into light and vanished. A soft breeze swept to the courtyard, carrying warmth with it. One by one, the villagers began to follow his lead. The baker releases endless loaves of bread. The seamstress let go of her enchanted fabric. Cedric lifted his staff high and whispered, "I undo my desire." The broken wand glowed faintly, then mended itself, whole and ordinary once more. Amber held her tiaras close, then sighed. "Goodbye, my sparkly treasures." As she placed them on the ground, they shimmered and vanished in a gentle burst of golden light. Finally, all eyes turned to Sophia. She stood quietly in the center of the courtyard, her amulet pulsing softly. "I was the first to wish," she said. "And now, I'll be the first to let go." She closed her eyes. "I wish to release my desire, to keep only what is real and true." The amulet of Avalor flared with brilliant light, sending waves of soft pink and gold across the land. The dark clouds parted, the sun broke through, and the air filled with laughter again. Flowers bloomed in every garden. The fountains danced with fresh water, and the castle gleamed in the sunlight. The magic had been undone. Enchancia was alive again. Queen Miranda hurried forward and wrapped Sophia in her arms. "You did it, sweetheart. You brought our kingdom back." Sophia smiled through happy tears. "Not me, us. We all did." Clover hopped onto a fountain edge, munching on a blade of grass. "Guess we learned the hard way, huh?" Sophia nodded, looking up at the sky, where the wish star shimmered faintly one last time. "Yeah, we learned that wishes can change the world, but only gratitude keeps it bright." And as the kingdom of Enchancia filled once more with joy and laughter, Sophia knew that her greatest treasure wasn't something she could wish for. It was a love she already had. The morning sun rose over Enchancia like a warm smile, casting golden rays across the castle towers. After days of gloom, the kingdom finally glowed again. Birds chirped happily in the courtyards. The fountain sparkled with clear water, and the scent of fresh roses drifted through the air. Princess Sofia stood on her balcony, her heart full of peace. Below, she could see the townsfolk sweeping, laughing, and singing as they returned to their daily lives. Everything looked alive again, not glittering or enchanted, but real. Clover hopped up beside her, nibbling a morning carrot. "Well," he said between bites, "I gotta admit, Sophia, it's nice to see the castle looking like itself again. No more creepy golden fountains or talking jewels." Sophia giggled. "I think I've had enough magic wishes to last me a lifetime." She turned her gaze toward the horizon. The light breeze brushed her hair as she whispered, "We fixed everything, Clover. The kingdom is safe again." Clover tilted his head. "Yeah, but what about that Enchantress lady? You think she's really gone?" Sophia hesitated. "I don't know, but if she ever returns, we'll be ready. This time, we know that true happiness doesn't come from wishes." A gentle knock sounded on her door. "Come in," Sophia called. Queen Miranda entered with her warm smile, carrying a tray of breakfast tea. "Good morning, sweetheart." "Good morning, Mom." Sophia hugged her tightly. "Everything feels different now, like the kingdom's heart is lighter." Miranda placed the tray down and sat beside her. "That's because you helped everyone find what truly matters again. You reminded them and yourself that love, kindness, and gratitude are the real treasures." Sophia's eyes softened. "I guess I just forgot for a while. When I made that wish, I thought it would make things perfect." Her mother smiled knowingly. "Perfection isn't real, Sophia. It's our imperfections that make life beautiful. When things aren't perfect, it gives us room to grow." Sophia looked thoughtful, gazing down at her amulet. The gem shimmered faintly, as if agreeing. "You're right, Mom. I wouldn't change a single thing about my life now, even the hard parts." Later that day, the royal family held a celebration in the ballroom to thank the people of Enchancia for their courage. The great chandeliers sparkled above as the villagers and nobles gathered, dressed in cheerful colors. The band played softly while laughter filled the hall once more. Amber twirled gracefully in her lavender gown. "Oh, Sophia, it feels wonderful to dance again. I never realized how dull perfection could be." Sophia laughed. "I think I like our kind of magic better, the one that comes from our hearts." Cedric floated past, balancing 3 teacups with his wand. "I must say, Princess, this was a most educational ordeal. I shall henceforth be more cautious with the concept of limitless power." Clover chuckled. "He says that now, but wait till he finds a shiny new spell book." Everyone laughed. The ballroom was glowing not with enchantment, but with genuine joy. Just as the music swelled, Sophia's amulet began to shimmer again. Softly at first, then brighter and brighter until the room filled with light. The music quieted, and everyone turned toward her. "Sophia," Queen Miranda said softly, "your amulet," a voice, gentle and musical, echoed from within the glow. "Princess Sophia, your heart has been tested, and your courage has shown true. You have learned that not every wish needs to be granted, only understood." Sophia gasped as a figure appeared within the light. Princess Belle of Enchancia's neighboring realm. She was radiant, her golden gown glowing like sunlight. "Princess Belle," Sophia exclaimed in awe. Belle smiled warmly. "Your amulet called me, dear Sophia. I, too, once learned what it means to wish for more and find that the greatest gift lies within the heart." Sophia stepped closer. "Then it's not wrong to have desires?" Belle shook her head gently. "Not at all. Desire gives us dreams and hope, but it must always be guided by kindness, not greed. What you have done, choosing love over luxury, proves your heart's wisdom." Sophia felt her eyes sting with tears of gratitude. "Thank you, Princess Belle. I'll remember that always." Belle reached out, her hand glowing softly. "And remember this, Sophia, every time you look at your amulet, let it remind you that the truest magic is the one you create through love and gratitude." With that, Belle's image faded in a swirl of golden light. The amulet dimmed to its gentle pink hue once again. Amber clapped her hands. "Sophia, you just met Princess Belle. That's amazing." Sophia smiled. "It was. But the real gift isn't meeting a princess. It's learning what it means to be one." That night, as the stars blanketed the sky, Sophia returned to her balcony. She looked up at the same star she had wished upon days ago. This time, instead of wishing for all she desired, she simply whispered, "Thank you for everything I already have." The star twinkled softly in reply, as if to say, "You found the true gift." And in that moment, Sophia knew her heart was exactly where it was meant to be. The stars glittered brightly above Enchancia that night, as if celebrating the kingdom's return to peace. The moonlight bathed the castle in silver, and the soft sound of the night wind carried the gentle laughter of its people. Princess Sophia stood in the royal garden, her amulet of Avalor glowing faintly in the moonlight. Around her, the roses swayed like they were dancing to an invisible melody. Clover snoozed nearby on a patch of clover leaves, his tiny snores blending with the cricket's song. But Sophia was wide awake, lost in thought. She gazed up at the same wishing star that had started it all. "It's funny," she whispered softly. "I thought I wanted everything, all I desired, but I had it right here all along." The star twinkled back as though it was listening. Behind her, a familiar voice called, "Can't sleep either, huh?" Sophia turned to see Amber approaching, holding a small lantern that glowed with a warm golden light. She was wearing her nightgown and slippers, her usual royal poise softened by the quiet night. Sophia smiled. "Hey, Amber, I was just thinking." Amber sat down beside her on the marble bench. "About the wish?" Sophia nodded. "I can't stop thinking about it. How easily I believed that happiness came from getting more magic, more beauty, more everything. But now I know it's not about more, it's about meaning." Amber tilted her head thoughtfully. "You've grown so much, Sophia. I used to think you were just our cheerful little sister. But you're wise, like really wise." Sophia giggled. "You think so?" Amber grinned. "Well, I didn't until you saved the entire kingdom. That kind of changes things." They both laughed, their voices ringing through the garden like tiny bells. After a pause, Sophia looked at her sister. "Amber, what did you wish for that night?" Amber blushed. "Oh, you'll laugh at me." "I won't," Sophia promised. Amber sighed. "I wished to be the most admired princess in all of Enchancia. But when it came true, and everyone adored me, it didn't feel real. It felt empty. Like they loved a dream version of me, not me." Sophia reached over and squeezed her sister's hand. "That's because you're already amazing as you are. You don't need magic to make people see that." Amber smiled shyly. "Thanks, Sophia. And for what it's worth, I think your wish and how you fixed it made you more of a princess than any crown could." Just then, soft wings fluttered above them. A gentle sparkle of light appeared. It was Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, the royal fairies from Royal Prep. "Princess Sophia," Flora said warmly, landing on a rose petal, "your heart has shown true wisdom. You've learned one of the most important lessons a princess ever can." Merryweather crossed her arms proudly. "That magic isn't everything." Fauna nodded. "And that love, kindness, and courage make the truest magic of all." Sophia curtsied deeply. "Thank you, fairies. I only hope I can keep living by what I've learned." Flora's wand glowed softly. "You will, dear. And as a reward for your pure heart, your amulet shall now carry a new blessing." The amulet of Avalor shimmered brightly, filling the garden with pink and gold light. Its glow surrounded Sophia like a gentle hug. "What blessing?" she asked in wonder. Flora smiled. "Whenever you find yourself uncertain of your heart's desire, the amulet will remind you, not by granting wishes, but by showing you the truth that already lies within." Sophia's eyes sparkled. "That's a beautiful gift." Amber leaned closer. "Looks like you got the best magic of all." Clover stirred awake, yawning. "Did I miss something sparkly again?" Everyone laughed softly. The fairies smiled and began to rise into the night sky. "Goodbye, Princess Sophia," Fauna said gently. "May your heart always guide your dreams." As their light faded into the stars, Sophia whispered, "Thank you." She turned to Clover and Amber, her heart glowing brighter than her amulet. "You know what, guys? Maybe all you desire isn't about wishing for more at all, Maybe it's about seeing the good that's already around you. Amber nodded, and holding on to it. Clover stretched, and maybe getting a few extra carrots once in a while. Sophia laughed. Of course, Clover. Some desires are perfectly fine. They all laughed again as the wind carried the sound of the castle clock striking midnight. The kingdom was peaceful, and the stars seemed to dance just a little brighter that night. Sophia looked up one last time at the wish star. I'm not going to make a wish tonight, she said softly, because for the first time ever, I don't need to. The star twinkled gently in reply, as if agreeing. And there, under the silver glow of the moon, Princess Sophia smiled, her heart full, her world whole, and her spirit forever bright. She had finally found it, not all she desired, but all she needed.